Hello my fourth graders, welcome back. This is lesson 13.6, measure and draw angles. Our target is to measure and draw angles, and our criteria is that I can use a protractor to measure an angle and draw an angle. So let's practice. Today, since I need to use the protractor, I need to move back and forth the protractor app and this PDF file. The thing is, I cannot write on the protractor app, so please understand, and I'm going to try to do my best to transit smoother. Okay, so here is the app. I placed it. I'm sure I ask you to watch the video before you start this lesson, so please make sure you know how to use this protractor and you are going to practice with me. Okay, but you need to know how to use it. Those who are not sure, and if you want to read it, please move on to the second page here. It has a step 1, 2, 3. So place the center of protractor on the vertex here, vertex of the angle. And step 2, align one side of the angle, and here rate TU. This is rate TU with the 0 mark, okay, 0 degree mark on the inner scale of the protractor. You need to align that, okay? That means what? Overlapping, match the line, okay? With this down, like bottom line of the protractor. That's really important. And you have to match this vertex with the center and align this 0 degree mark. This is the key. This is the key when you measure this angle, okay? And then find where the other side of the angle, okay, rate TS, this is the another side, right, and passes through the inner scale. You have to start from 0 degree always, okay, 0 degree always. That's why we call 0 degree mark. So you need to go all the way up to you see the line, and line stops in here, and that's what, 140, not 40. You have to count from 0. Okay, don't get confused. Many times you get confused. After for a while, you are like, oh, how I get that confused for the first time. But for the first time, I'm sure you are going to get confused. But please use your common sense. This is what? Obtuse angle, which means what? Greater than? Yes, right angle. Okay, so it has to be more than 90 plus, okay, greater than 90. So when you use your common sense, it has to be 140, not 40 degree, okay? All right, so let's move on to our first question here. So I align them here. You see that? Vertex here. Oh, sorry, I cannot write. Okay, vertex point, right? And I align them at the center, and then the line, 0 degree mark line, I have to overlap. Okay, overlap the line. And then you see these, I'm going to count from the 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and in between 40 and 50, and that's exactly 45 degrees here. So I can write it down. This was what? 45 degrees. Okay, and then let's move on to our second one. All you need to do is just keep practicing, okay? Keep read the angle. Here I'm going to match the center and then the 0 mark, okay, 0 degree mark, and it says what? It passes what? 90 degrees. So I'm going to put this as 90 degree. And next one, I'm going to match this vertex with the center. Okay, this is the key. All right, please don't get confused. And then you see these, I align the 0 degree mark, okay? And then you see these starting from 0, 0, 10, 20, and 30. So this is going to be 30 degrees, okay? All right, let's move on to next one. Next one is, yeah, here I'm going to place this vertex with the center and then align the 0 degree mark, and it's what? 0 to 180, 0 to 180, inner circle or outer circle, all pointing where? 180 degrees, okay? Let's move on. This one, this is obtuse angle. Please keep that in your mind. It has to be greater than 90 degree, right? And I am going to place the center on the vertex and then align the 0 mark degree, and it says what? 120. It passes 120, right? On line. Okay, it shouldn't be 60 but 120 because this is what? Yes, this is obtuse angle. Okay, remember that. That's really important that you can use your common sense. Okay, and next one. Does the angle shown have a measure of 90 degree? Explain. And when you check this or when you measure the angle, you have to see this, yes, circle, or if it's right angle, it tells you the square. So here, they are going to talk about what? This outer, okay, circle, not this inner circle. Okay, it must be 90 degree, I can say. But does the angle shown have a measure of 90 degree? Explain. No, because they are going to calculate or measure what? The outer, okay, outer angle, which is obtuse angle. So I can say it shows the obtuse angle. Oops. Okay. So please read this circle. So where it point, okay? This, we are going to measure the outer line. All right, let's move on to our second page. Here you go. A protractor is a tool for measuring and drawing angles. Example, find the measure of angle as TU. T is what? The vertex. So T cannot be moved, okay? So STU or UTS is same, correct, okay? Then classify it. We can classify this angle already. This is what? Obtuse angle, since this is greater than 90 degree. Step 1, place the center of we did it already, right? Yeah, step 1 to 3, we read it already, so I'm not gonna read it again. But if you need to read it again, please pause the video and then read it, okay? It's okay, always you can read more and more. All right, so find where the outer side of the angle ray TS passes through the inner scale. All right, so the measure of, it says what? This they align, and then they match the vertex and center, and then the other side pass through what? 140, not 40, because this is what? Obtuse angle. So the measure of angle STU is what? 140 degree. It is a what? Obtuse angle. All right, another example. Draw angle ABC that measures 65 degrees. And we have only ray B and C. So we need to draw what? Another ray BA. Make sense? Because B is what? The vertex. So this is the ray, and we have to draw this here as what? A. Point A is supposed to be here. And it has to be 60. Okay? How? Since I cannot use this, I cannot write, okay, on this app. So I'm just gonna show you how, but you're supposed to know already, and I'm going to explain only, okay? And in during the class time, I'm going to show you again. All right? So please be patient if you cannot see clearly. But I'm going to use the steps. Okay, step 1, what it says. Place the center of the protractor on point B. Okay, I'm going to place this center on the point B and align ray BC with the 0 degree mark on the inner scale. I did it already, right? And then step 2, use the same scale to draw a point at 65 degree. So I'm going to count from the 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 in between. It must be in between at the end. I mean, in the middle. So it passes through about like G. I'm going to show you. And then you have to label the point A. Okay, on top of the between 70 and 60 in the middle, you have to place, like for example, For example, when I use my protractor over there in the app, it passed through like G. Okay, so I'm going to place here dot A, okay, and then arrow. That must be point A. And this is gonna be what? 65 degree. Now use the protractor to draw what? Ray BA. Okay, so once you place this dot in here, let's say you just use the protractor and then there was no line here, okay? You point this here. Imagine the protractor moved like here. Okay? I know this is not look like protractor, but imagine, okay? So you use this protractor and then this is 60 to 70 and this must be 65, okay? Once you made a point, I'm going to ask you to use your protractor the straight side, okay? Straight side, straight edge, and then yeah, match it, okay? And then all you need to do is what? Put the arrow and then you need to label it as A. So you just draw what? Angle ABC, and it must be what? 65 degree. All right, good job. So now let's see what this Newton is thinking. When measuring and drawing angles, make sure you are using the correct scale, which is inner scale or outer scale. All you need to do is what? Think about obtuse angle or acute angle, and then use the number. Acute is what? Less than 90. Obtuse is what? Greater than 90 degree. Okay? But then if it's straight line, that's 180. Okay, it's not obtuse or acute. It's straight line. Straight angle too. Now here guys, number 1. Find the measure of angle DEF, then classify it. Classify is easy because we know this is already what? Acute. Okay, then let's measure it. Here, number 1. Please place your protractor on the vertex point, okay, vertex, and then you have to align the 0 degree mark and see. Okay, and you need to start from what? Oh, sorry, it was not clear. Okay, you need to start from what? 0, not 180. You can start from 180, okay, anyway. So you need to start from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so 50 degree. All right, take your time. If you need more time, okay, it's okay. All right, now use a protractor to draw angle XYZ that measures 110 degree. We have X, Y has to be what? The vertex, and then we need to draw another Z line, okay? So let's see. I'm going to use the protractor and I'm going to place, since this what? Y, angle Y has to be the vertex, I'm going to place my center of the protractor on top, a line, okay? And then I'm going to start from what? 0, inner circle here in this case. Oops. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, which is 70 outer line. Okay, so I'm going to place the point. Okay, I'm going to place the point on top of 70, which is outer line, outer scale, and inner scale is what? 110. This is gonna be about a little bit like right after angle XYZ, that on the question. So like here, I measure, okay? So now, when you point this XYZ, all you need to is what? Use your protractor straight edge and what? Yeah, match the line. And this must be what? Yes, the angle 110 degree, okay? All right, let's move on. Number 3, find, oh, by the way, from here, as you know, pause the video and play your protractor by yourself, okay? You can measure the angle and then classify it, and then you can draw your own angle, okay? So go ahead. All right, and then check with me, okay, with the video. Or if you have any question, please put star mark on it, and then you can ask me always, okay? So I'm gonna move. Next page. Okay. So find the measure of the angle, then classify. Okay, I'm gonna put this center with the vertex and then align the 0-degree mark. And it must be 80. It's not going to be very clear, but it's gonna be 80. How do I know? I can start from 0, okay? 80, so please write down 80. I'm going to write down later, okay? So I don't have to go back and forth. So this is 80 degree. And classify, this is acute angle since this is less than 90 degree. Number 4. Yeah, align them. And it is what? From 0, okay? I'm going to count from 0 and all the way go up to 110 and 120 in between. So it must be what? 115 degree, right? And I'm going to say this is obtuse angle since this is greater than 90 degree. And use a protractor to draw an angle. Okay, so when you draw an angle, you have to use the straight edge, okay, of the protractor. And then you have to draw a ray first and then label it, okay? Draw, you don't have to label it here because number 5, 6, 7, 8, they didn't ask you to, okay? So all I need to do is what? Just draw this straight line, and then I have to pick the vertex, okay? So vertex, and then you have to place that vertex on the center of the protractor, and then point, okay? Point at 25, which means in between, in the middle of what? 20 and 30, okay? And then place the dot and then just connect the vertex and the point, okay? And then that's gonna be the degree or angle, okay? So now I'm going to just show you imaginary. I'm going to pick this as vertex, okay? Then I'm going to place my protractor here. Just imagine that my protractor is like this. Oh, sorry, it can't be like this because I have to place my vertex at the center. Okay, so here, let's say, and this is, let's say this is vertex and 90 degree. It doesn't look like, but here, I'm going to say this is 0 degree, right? And 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to put this 25 in between 20 and 30, and I'm going to use my protractor edge, okay, straight edge, to connect the two dots, vertex with the point here, like this, okay? And then I'm going to erase here because in your page you shouldn't be having this type of thing, right? This line. So this must be what? 25 degree. Same here. I'm going to draw this straight line and put the vertex, and I'm going to count. It's most closely like my imagination, okay? I'm going to use this protractor, my imagination protractor, and then this is 90 degree center, and then this, since this is 180, I'm going to use up here 160 degree, okay? I think it's more like 170, so I'm going to change a little bit. Use your protractor, okay? But now I have some handicap here I cannot use, so I'm going to just show you how to do it, okay? So this is what? 160. You have to draw this circle, semicircle, or whatever, okay? Because you have to tell them I measure this side, not the other side, okay? All right, now I'm going to erase my imaginary protractor line so you don't get confused. All right, and then it's good to have what? Point arrows, okay? So here. All right, now 180. Yo, this is easy because why? This is straight angle. Yep. I'm going to say this is 180. Okay, and 48 degree, this is very you have to be very sensitive. Okay, so now here I'm going to draw this vertex here, and 40, it's more than a little bit bigger than 45, so I'm going to just use this one. You have to use your protractor, guys. Okay, yeah, I have handicap, I say. Okay, so just understand, but you don't have any handicap. Okay, all right, so now number 9. Why does one side of the angle you are measuring have to be lined up with the straight side of the protractor? Because you know the straight side of the protractor marks what? The zero angle mark. Okay, zero angle mark. Okay, 0 degree mark. Sorry, 0 degree mark. That means what? You have to line them up, and the vertex you have to count from the straight line, and then vertex point tells you your angle is what degree it is. Okay, so I'm going to write down here. It marks, I'm gonna say, let me make it clear, it marks the zero ray of the angle. If you cannot find the 0 degree mark, then you cannot measure the angle. Okay, so it has to be straight side, and you have to line up to measure the angle. Number 9, to be honest, you have to just understand. Like, I mean, remember. Okay, it doesn't have to. You don't have to remember if you don't know how to understand, but you have to memorize. You have to, okay, align the straight line with the 0 degree mark. That's the rule. That's it. Period. Okay, let's move on to number 10. All right. Newton says the measure of angle ABC is 130 degrees. Explain what he did wrong. And first of all, please check this angle. Classify it. Is this acute or obtuse? Acute. So that's it. Because the angle is what? Acute. That's it. That's the explanation. All right. Now example. A contractor builds 2 roofs. How much greater is the angle measure of roof A than the angle measure of roof B? Okay, it looks very similar, but I think roof A is more steep. Okay, now here, use a protractor to measure the angle of each roof. The angle measure of roof A is what? Blank. And the angle measure of roof B is something else. Now subtract the angle measure of roof B from the angle measure of roof A to see the difference. Okay, so let's go ahead. Here. Okay, let's measure the angle first. I'm going to place the center on the vertex here, the angle, and then align the 0 degree mark. And it says what? 40 degree. Okay, roof A is 40 degree. What about roof B? I'm going to do the same thing. Center with the vertex. And what? You have to align the 0 degree mark. And it is what? It's a little bit tilted. Hold on. I have to be at the center. Yeah. And this is what? Roof B is 30 degree. You see that, right? Please use your protractor. Okay? And then let's write it down. The angle measure of roof A is what? 40 degree. And then roof B is 30 degree. And 40 degree minus 30 degree is what? 10 degree. So the angle measure of roof A is what? 10 degree greater than the angle measure of roof B. It was easy. We know 40 minus 30 is what? 10. All right. An inspector compares 2 ramps. How much greater is the angle measure of ramp B than the angle measure of ramp A? Let's go. This is fun, right? I love using like protractor. All right, now here Yes, I just align the zero degree mark and the center together, and I have what? Ramp A as what? 10 degree. Okay, what about ramp B? Do the same thing. Always find out the vertex and align the 0 degree mark. And this is what? 10 to 20. So it's gonna be what? 15. You see that, right? You see 10 to 20 in between? So here you go. 15 degree take away 10 degree is what? 5 degree greater. Number 12, last question. Okay, now on a trail map, two straight trails intersect. One of the angles formed by the intersection of 70 degree. What are the other three angle measures? Okay, so you need to imagine this. On a trail map, two straight trails intersect. One of the angle forms by the intersect of 70. Let's see. What are the other three angle measures? Okay. Oh, I got you. So here, two straight trails, okay, intersect. Now this is 70 degree. What about this? The other one, the other three angle measure. So now here I know this straight line is what? Straight line is 180. So since I know this one side, one angle is what? 70, and the other side will be what? 180 minus 70, 110. So 110 degree. Okay? And since we have these straight angles together, this is going to be 110 and this is 70 degree again. And this is the rule again. Okay? So when you have two straight lines, the opposite side, you see this here? Opposite side has the same degree, same angle, okay? That's the rule. And you see this opposite, 110, 110. Please memorize it. It's gonna save you a lot of time, okay? Instead of measuring all together, but just use your knowledge that I know the opposite. If I have 3 lines or 4 lines even, the opposite side of the angle is exactly same as the other side. Okay, so the answer is what? 110 is 1 and another 70 degree and then 110 degrees. Okay, 3 degrees or you are going to measure. All right, thank you for today. I know it's a little bit confused, right? Because I need to go back and forth and I couldn't write anything with the protractor. I know, but thank you for following my lesson and let's practice more, okay, after this. Please go on IXL and I want you to practice more, okay? I will see you soon. Bye.